welcome back to Happening by Chance. My name is Mariana, and today I am jumping on the spooky season train. Just because, I don't know, I feel like October 31st is like the date in TarotTube, and I wanted to do something thematic. As you know, I'm Mexican. I grew up in Mexico. I was born in Mexico, and I was born in 1989. And I am giving you my date of birth because when I grew up, when I was a kid, Halloween wasn't really a thing here. I mean, obviously, it's a thing because we have Hollywood, right? We have shows, we have the US right next to us. So, like, we get in the supermarkets and stuff, we've always gotten, like, costumes or masks or decorations. But it hasn't really been a thing. Like, we never went trick or treating or anything. Trick or treating has become a kind of tradition, in gated communities nowadays. So, for instance, my younger cousins who live in gated communities go trick or treating, but it's more like a thing of the neighbors. It's not really like a cultural, anyway, the point being, I'm not a Halloween person because just culturally, it's not my thing. But I am a jumping on the train person. And I have this oracle that is about spirits, and I thought it would be a perfect oracle to play around with for an October 31st video. So this is an oracle by one of my favorite French creators. It is Hélinac, and it is the l'oracle des spirits, the oracle of the spirits. It is basically like a Ouija board kind of a thing in deck form with the aesthetic of like Victorian seance readers. I feel like rumor would like this deck, and actually I was planning on using this deck for the seance circle spread, which I will do eventually. I was going to do it for October, but time went away. So I have number 50 of, I don't know how many, of 100. This is the second edition. These are the backs, and there's a cool spooky story about how this silhouette appeared in the backs. But I'm not going to get into that today because I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm basically just going to be playing around with the deck, just like having, I don't know, like a conversation with the deck to see if we can get a Halloween message. So just to set the mood, I just need to tell you guys this is a perfect day to film this video because it's super windy today, like super windy. It's one of those days, I hope you can hear the wind, because it's one of those days where you hear the wind go ooh in the windows. It gets really windy here this time of year. So she has a video in her channel where she goes through using the deck just like as a conversation, and it seemed really fun, which is what I'm going to do today. So let's set, like, just first I'm going to try to like get a spirit, because there are, like, I guess you would say, like, significators. Not necessarily significators, more like spirits, in the deck. So what I'm going to do is what I usually do when I try to get a significator that is assigned by the deck when I'm doing readings for people. I prefer when the deck assigns a significator. In this case, it's not precisely per se a significator. It's more going to be like a yeah, just like what spirit is sending us the message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the deck, and the first spirit card that shows up, that is the person we are getting the message from. um you can take this in like a serious way or in like a fun way, however you want to take it. So let's cut the deck. And let's see what is the first spirit card that shows up. Oh my god. The first card is a spirit card. I actually spooked myself because it's so windy. So windy. And there are towels hanging in the clothesline that's right outside of my window. And so as soon as I turned the card around and I told you guys, oh, like first card was a spirit card, so you know she wanted to show up. As I said that, a towel kind of like flew from the clothesline, and the wind is really loud, and I spooked myself. So a woman, and it's like a young woman, not like a teenager, but also not like an old woman. So like an adult woman. That's who we're getting our message from today. And this is honestly, I've seen reviews from people, French tarot tubers, who talk about this deck and say that it is actually like very spooky because it's very, yeah, like it's very, I don't know, magical or like really mind blowing. And this is my first impression of the deck, and I can confirm because literally, usually when I do this looking for significators, I cut the deck and I like deal the cards, and it takes a while, sometimes longer, sometimes not as long, to get a significator. But this is very rare when like the first card you turn is actually like a significator, or in this card, in this case, like a spirit card. So okay, we have a woman, and so we're going to get a message, and it's going to be from a woman. Okay. And as I said, you can take it seriously or fun, so it can be like an actual woman that you think of, or it can just be like randomly just a woman in the spirit realm, whoever is sending us a message. So let's I'm having troubles. What's the word? Let's shuffle a bit more to get a message. This is exactly the type of deck that I like to shuffle because it's small and it's not sticky. It's not like a fancy cardstock. It's not gilded. It's not, I prefer just like simple, usable decks. I prefer decks to be functional. Wow, I always go on tangents. So let's leave it at that. Okay, so what Halloween message does she want to send us? Let's pull 5 cards and see how it goes. So, okay, let's pull 5 cards and let's go. Cut the deck. Wow, okay, I'll do it like this. That's how I usually cut the deck, just like wherever it wants to cut, that's where I start taking decks. Cards. So let's see. We have a number 6, a couple. We have, ooh, the ectoplasm card. Okay, so my favorite French tarot tuber, she loves this deck, and she says that she has never done a reading with this deck where the ectoplasm card doesn't show up. Okay, so far, first impressions of this deck is honestly so cool. Okay, a D, a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see how I am doing with the frame. And an S, an S. So it does have words, and I do want to use them, but before I use them, I'm going to go with the, the images and the letters and stuff, because I'm literally playing around with the deck. I've never used it. It's my first time using it, and I'm just playing around. Okay, so we have a 6, and we have a couple here. And okay, I said I wasn't going to look at the images, but the first one that pulls my interest is the desire. And we have a D for desire, right? And here, of course, we also have a couple. Well, not of course, right? Not necessarily of course, because like but we have a couple image as well, and this is like a D for desire. And then we have the 2, and for me the 2, I don't know, it's just like with the 2 couples and the desire, it's just bringing 2 of cups to my mind, like again, a 2, duality, a couple. And then we have the S, and it's just a woman who is alone. Let's see what else is in the image. She's alone. There is no, it's just her hand. So she takes like pictures and photoshops them, so I'm assuming that this is like she was holding something. But it's gone. So right away, just like from the, like I don't even, I'm going to check out the words, but like I don't, like without the words, I feel like this is speaking to me about someone, who had a relationship, and then she ends up alone, right? And this is interesting because here we have like the desire aspect, but then it's the here it's like decision, and then it's like the part which is like living, and then it's like the debut, which is like the beginning. So it's kind of like this decision between like a departing and a beginning. And then it's this duality too, and but it's this like it also division, and demi, which I'm taking it to be like half, and then we have, so she's alone, but it says security, secret, help, silence, sacrifice, knowledge. The words are not meant to be making sense together. That's not how this oracle works. So you're supposed to, there are different ways to use it, but you can pick one of the words. So I'm going to pick words in a second, but like from the collection of words and from the image, it seems to be, like security. Okay, this is interesting. So, okay, I'm currently reading Wuthering Heights, and she is like I get the feeling that she's Kathy from Wuthering Heights. Please don't spoil, please, pretty please don't spoil Wuthering Heights for me in the comments, because I've never read it, and even though obviously I know the fate of Kathy, just because the beginning of the book starts with Kathy's ghost, I don't know how she ends up there, and I don't know exactly what happens between her and Heathcliff and stuff. So like, don't spoil it for me in the comments. But from this, like, um, the couple, and then like the desire, and then like the decision aspect, and like the start and end, like give and take, like those polar opposites. The Yeah, like the duality aspect again, which very much is this, like if I put these two together, it's very much this, like give and take, decision, start, finish, kind of a struggle. And then you end up with this woman who is alone, but there is security, a security, but also secrets, um there is sacrifice, there is silence. So like, it screams Kathy to me. She's looking for security. She's in the economical sense, but also in like the sense of society, like the like like the security of being regarded as like a respectable woman or lady of society. But then she ends up alone. Like there's a lot of things she sacrifices for the sake of that security. The santé, the health, is making me wonder in a divinatory sense if Kathy's fate has to do with her health at some point. I'm not sure. It could also be mental health in the sense of the knowledge and the health, because I mean, if you've read Wuthering Heights, like, again, don't spoil it to me. I'm on chapter 11. But okay, so I'm getting this strong sense that she is Kathy. I love this because I have toyed around with the idea of doing readings where you get readings from fictional characters. I took a course with Kelly at the Truth and Story, and she taught us a spread that was kind of like from your guides. And I it was interesting because I was kind of thinking like how I would do that spread and who I would choose. And the first guides that came to mind were fictional characters. And so I thought, oh, I kind of want to do that. Like, I kind of want to do like spirit readings, guide readings, where it's fictional characters who are speaking to me, who, for me, like, like on a, obviously on like a realistic level, right? Obviously they're fictional, like I know they're fictional, like I know, please don't be worried about my reading. Because I've gotten some comments on booktube that are like, but do you actually know they're fictional? I'm like, I know, like I know, but they're also not, to me they're very much real, right? Like, you understand, if you love books, you understand. I'm reading a biography of William Morris that is fantastic. It's called William Morris Alive for Our Time. And in that one, the author talks about how for William Morris, books, and the literal quote says, books were realer than the real. And if I wasn't scared of getting tattoos because needles, I would totally get that tattooed in like realer than the real. I want to make that like, I don't know how, but I want to put that phrase in my bookshelves, realer than the real. Anyway, so realer than the real. So Kathy, she is she wants to come through. And of course, because it's Kathy, like we are asking to get a message for Halloween, and of course the message that we are getting is all about herself. You know, like she always makes things about herself. That's a very, very Kathy thing to do. So like I was going to put more cards, or I didn't know what I was going to do, but instead of more cards, what I want to do is I want to go with the dice, which comes from another of Iris' decks. And I'm going to throw the dice to get words for each card and see if there is something that comes through different than the message of making it about herself. Yeah, okay, so let's throw the dice. I I'm I'm I don't want to spoil anything. Oh, and also like this card, I didn't mention anything about this card, but to me the ectoplasm card just like confirms that there is actually, you know, someone that is sending a message. So, which for me, there was confirmation just as soon as I turned the card around, and the first card that showed up was the spirit card. But then also, second confirmation, the ectoplasm shows up. It's like there is no question, right? So, okay, let's throw the dice to see which word comes up from here. Oh, also, oh no, never mind. No, never mind. 2, the couple, right? But 2 is desire. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, this oracle is actually magic. I am totally tagging Iris in this reading because I hope she sees this, because it's like blowing my mind. Okay. I was thinking about it like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if when I threw the dice, this was actually desire? Because it was literally the word that pulled me and that kind of painted the whole reading. So, desire, okay? I hear you, Kathy. Ectoplasm, let's see. 3. Am I okay? I'm going to, yes. 1, 2, 3. Odela is like over there, I think. I'm not having my, okay. All of the words here are basically referring to a spirit, like soul, spirit, death, you know, like all of them. And so I would think that Odela is over there, like referring, or beyond. Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's, yeah, like in Spanish we would say más allá, like el más allá, the beyond. I think that's what it means. And then this one, okay, let's see if I'm doing the dice. It's just that I don't want to throw it too hard because I don't want it to fall off the table, but I also don't want to mess this up. And I want to throw it on camera so you can see. 5. 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Demander, so like asking for, demanding. I hear you, Kathy. I hear you. I know you are very demanding, and you are demanding that we are listening to you with a desire, and like, yes, of course, yes, I am. So, the next one, let's see. Oops, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Demi, I think it's half. I feel like with French, it's like I can watch videos, I understand what I'm saying, I can understand the videos. I love watching French tarot tube, but if I were to make a video, I would not be able to because the vocabulary would fail me. It's much easier to understand because you're understanding within context. But if vocabulary fails me in English, like in French, forget about it. Okay, so last card. Number one. Security. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, security, that's what she prioritizes, and that's what makes her sacrifice her desires. So literally, just like it all revolves around her. Oh my god, I am totally sending this video to my book club because this was so fun. I didn't expect Wuthering Heights. Yeah, so let's just for funsies pull one more card. I want to see if we can find Heathcliff. Ooh, I mean it's an R, but it's a man. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. Okay, this was fun. Let's leave it at that. So thank you so much, Iris, for the fantastic oracle. I'm so glad I bought this. I really thought about it because the shipping is not cheap, you know. But I've been wanting an Iris deck for ages, and I feel like I talked about this in a video and I don't remember which one. Like, I know I talked about this deck in my top 10 curiosity decks video. But I don't remember if I talked about in general Iris Hélinac, her decks. So I've been following her for years. I've been wanting them for years, and after this surgery, I wanted to treat myself. I felt like I deserved a treat, so I got some Iris Hélinac decks. And I mulled over it because I didn't know if it was. It's very different from what I usually have, you know. So I actually didn't know if like I should or shouldn't those shoulds buy it. But I'm so glad I did. So yeah, it was so fun. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you with another video soon. I actually have another 2 videos filmed that I haven't edited. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying your spooky season and Halloween if you're a Halloween person. And yeah, I think that's it. So again, my name is Mariana. This is Happening by Chance. I will see you soon with another video, and in the meantime, I wish you happy reading, whether that be card reading, book reading, weather patterns, charms, pendulum dice, whatever form of reading you prefer.